Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac begat Esau and Jacob. This is their story.
After Isaac grew up, Abraham, his father, wanted him to marry a good woman from their own people, not from the Canaanites around them. So, Abraham called his trusted servant and gave him an important task. Abraham asked the servant to go to his homeland, to his own family, and find a wife for Isaac. The servant traveled a long way, finally arriving in the city of Nahor, where Abraham's family lived. He stopped by a well outside the city and prayed, asking God to show him the right woman for Isaac. He prayed that the woman who would come to the well and offer water for him and his camels would be the one God had chosen for Isaac. As the servant prayed, a young woman named Rebekah came to the well. She was beautiful and kind. When the servant asked her for a drink, she not only gave him water but also offered to draw water for his camels, just as the servant had prayed. Seeing this, the servant knew that Rebekah was the one God had chosen for Isaac. Rebekah's family agreed that this was God's plan, and Rebekah was willing to go. So, Rebekah traveled with the servant. When Isaac saw Rebekah, he loved her, and they got married. Isaac and Rebekah wanted children, but for many years, Rebekah could not have any. Isaac prayed for her, and God answered his prayer. Rebekah became pregnant with twins, but during her pregnancy, she felt the babies struggling inside her and asked God why this was happening. God told her that two nations were in her womb, and they would be very different. One would be stronger than the other, and the older would serve the younger. When the time came, Rebekah gave birth to twin boys. The first boy was born red and hairy, so they named him Esau. The second boy was born holding onto Esau's heel, so they named him Jacob.
And both sons continued to grow under their parents' watch. Rebekah loved Jacob, while Esau was loved by his father Isaac.
Although they were twins, they couldn't have been more different. Esau, the older brother, was a skilled hunter, strong and rugged, while Jacob was quieter and liked to stay at home. One day, Esau came back from hunting in the fields, completely exhausted and starving. As he entered the house, he smelled a delicious stew that Jacob was cooking. Driven by hunger, Esau said to Jacob, "Please, let me have some of that stew. I'm starving." Jacob saw an opportunity. Instead of giving Esau the stew right away, he made a surprising offer. "I'll give you some stew," Jacob said, "but only if you sell me your birthright." Now, a birthright was very important. It meant that Esau, as the older son, had the right to a special blessing and inheritance from their father, Isaac. But Esau was so hungry that he barely thought about it. "What good is a birthright to me if I die of hunger?" he replied. So, he agreed, and with that, he traded away his birthright to Jacob. Years later, Isaac grew old and nearly blind, and he knew it was time to give his blessing to his eldest son. He asked Esau to go hunt and prepare his favorite meal so that he could bless him. However, Rebekah, their mother, overheard the conversation and wanted Jacob to receive the blessing instead. She quickly helped Jacob dress up to look and feel like Esau by covering his arms with goat skins, as Esau was hairy. She also prepared a meal just as Isaac liked it. Jacob went to his father, pretending to be Esau. Isaac, though uncertain because of Jacob's voice, felt the goat skin covered arms and believed it was Esau. He ate the meal and then blessed Jacob, giving him all the promises meant for the firstborn. When Esau returned and found out what had happened, he was heartbroken and angry. Although he begged for another blessing, Isaac could only give him a lesser one, as the main blessing had already been given to Jacob. And so, Jacob, through this tricky exchange, ended up with both the birthright and the blessing, setting the stage for the journey of the two brothers and their descendants.